Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Next Level Wrestling Review with your hosts, Big Ray, and the best in the world, the Vet. Follow the boys on social media at Big Ray Hernandez and at Opinion Haver everywhere. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon, or good night. Whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this over at Hami Media Group at Patreon. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the pundit of the people. No, the reporter of the people. I'm the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some Lucha Libre today. And ladies and gentlemen, I am on vacation. Yes, it officially starts today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be flying off to the beautiful land of Puerto Rico in a few days, and I cannot effing wait. Well earned. Well earned. Give myself the old pat on the back, like our friend Barry Horowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about this show today, believe it or not. I'm excited to talk some NXT. We're going to break down, the pay-per-view. Forgot about that. Oh, man. Batten down the hatches, folks. This is going to be a long one. But we're going to try to run through the acknowledgments and all this stuff really quickly. I'm going to do my world record gimmick. And before I do any of that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here alone. I can't do this by myself, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I can, but it's not going to be as cool, not going to be as fun. I'm not going to have as much credibility without this man sitting right here to my right, your left, right? I don't know. It's this guy. The Vet. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The Vet. Vet. Rip Rogers guy. Ladies and gentlemen, he puts the Rip in Rip Rogers. Anyway, he's a Rip Rogers guy. No, I don't like the way I did that. He's a Rip Rogers guy. I like that better. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, the only, the best in the world. Jamie the Vet Williams. Welcome. Well, I was say like Jimmy. Welcome to your show. Yeah.
Thanks. It's delicious to be here.
It is delicious. So tasty. I'm excited, brother. I am so excited. But listen, man, we can't do this alone either, because we have to do this with the man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen. You know him. You love him. He is the one, the only. Yes, the pachyderm of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, he is our spirit animal. It's Gary! Yeah. Can I see? There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Gary is here. It is Gary. You must acknowledge him. And for those who don't know, who are tuning in for the very first time saying, what the fuck is that? Well, it's Gary.
Yeah, what else do you need to... That's like those people say, what the fuck is Danhausen? Just...
Yeah, it's very nice, kind of very evil. Oh, it's so funny how you fucking marks. 1 minute you're booing him, the next minute he's the best goddamn thing on TV, you stupid pricks.
Oh, it just goes to show I was right. It doesn't matter if you like that debut doesn't matter if it succeeded or failed.
Yes, sir.
It's a success.
Yep. And you know what? Fuck you guys. You are cursed. I don't know how this shit works. I don't curse people. I was so happy to see people finally fucking get it with Danhausen. This is not a topic here, but it's about fucking time, man. I mean, the guy's been nothing but gold for the last... You know what? We could start off talking real quickly. I mean, just quick. I don't know how much you've talked about this. I haven't heard pretty much any of the shows this week. I've been so busy. But like you said, you did say that debut didn't really fucking matter. I'm just re-emphasizing what you said. And why was the follow-up so important?
Well, because it's like it's not that hard to understand. You just got to give it a chance. And there's been so many worse things that they've tried to get over as comedy over the years, you know, in the Vince McMahon years. Like his idea of comedy is, you know, I don't know what species it's from, but it's not human. So, but yeah, you don't really need, Danhausen doesn't need an explanation. You just watch it and then you're like, oh, okay. Even if I still don't understand it, it's kind of funny. So
works. Just works. And it just continues to, you know, something I learned working with you guys over the last many, many years is, you know, you get over with character. And he's got tons of character, tons of charisma. And this guy is a merchandise machine, the #1 seller on WWEshop.com. Did you know that?
Of course. Well, who else?
Get me a jar of teeth. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we say what's up to our friends and family here in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? How do we do that? Well, of course, what we do is we turn the music off. Let me just fade this out here. And we hit the gimmick here.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're gonna acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
All right, for those jumping in late, ladies and gentlemen, I will send some quick love. But for the people right now, we're going to acknowledge you in record time, ladies and gentlemen. We have the thankful one, Michael Vass. Oh, no. Let me stop. Ladies and gentlemen. The guy that got the gabagool, the guy from heaven. He's in heaven. Pennies from heaven. Gabagool from heaven. It is the one and the only Media M5. That dude, Tim. Phillips got Wood. And, of course, the great, legendary Larry, the legend, who will be trashed by Roman Reigns probably next week on Monday Night Raw. I can't wait to hear that. How he says, you know, he's going to cook him or I don't know what the fuck Roman's going to say. But neither here nor there. We will thank the very thankful one, Michael Vasquez, who's here in the chat. We have the windiest of all Chris's, Chris Winland, who gives us a big old...
Yes, boy!
Like, share, and subscribe. We have Scotty Woodford. What's going on, brother? The sexiest man in all of HMG. I don't have time. I'm back.
We have a quick trip.
What's that, buddy?
Just a quick trip.
Just a quick trip. And speaking of quick trip, we got the lovely Elizabeth. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We have the slasher one, the handsome one, the dancer one, the handsome slash and dance, and Dan Heffron. We have the real RVB. He says hello. He says, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. HMG Army. You got to check them out, ladies and gentlemen, this week in WWE. Have you had your J12 shot, Vet? I'm going on a trip. I had to take mine. What'd you get? Did you get yours?
No, I'm impervious.
Impervious to pain and sickness, apparently. Vet. We got the man doing Illuminati things. It is the one, the only, the sexiest beard in all of HMG. I don't give a shit what you say. I don't care what you think. It is the mighty Bobo. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the man, the myth, the legend, the Kevin Marty. How you doing over here? How you doing over there, Kevin Marty? And ladies and gentlemen, he is magnanimous. He is effervescent. He is scholarly. He is absolutely glorious. The professor. What the hell is Yarg? Oh, Gary. We need a black elephant. A black elephant with a hood and a mask.
Dark elephant.
We get 20 of them and we can mix them up. We don't know which one it is.
A peanut shell game, if you will.
Yes. We'll find out which one is Gary, bet. Ah, fucking finally, we have Al Robinson, number 2. Al Robinson. All right, folks. I don't know if I missed a bunch of people here. I don't think I did, but we have a ton of people in the chat right now, but they're not showing up here. But with that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us here live. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a ton of show again. Man, let's do it, man. It is time.
Right. RBV is trying to say that your mic is a lot lower. What do the people think? Do we need to adjust the levels here? What's going on?
Is my mic lower? Continue? Oh, you know what? I don't know. Is it lower? You gotta let me know, guys.
I can't tell from my end because I can control your volume independently. So
all right,
I don't know what the people are hearing.
I'm raising my mic volume on StreamYard. Does that help? Oh fuck! You know what? I hear myself well. My levels all the way up. Vets all the way up. Usually when in the post production, it sounds pretty good. Ray sounds good. Okay, we're good. All right. You know what? I'll trust in the Lord with all my soul. And with that being said, I don't know what else to say here, brothers. It is time for the 1, the 2, the 3 count.
This is the 3 count. With the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now back to Big Ray and the Vet.
All right, so y'all sound the same now. So I did raise my volume on the actual app. So maybe that's what it was. I never have to do that. But if anything like that happens, guys, we appreciate it. Let me know. By the way, you like coffee, right?
No.
No.
How many years have we known each other?
I know. But I do.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than when you make a pot of coffee, a big cup of coffee, right? And the bottom is all coffee grounds.
Well, how would that happen?
Because I rushed it, and the little paper gimmick that you put in it was all folded up and shit. It's delicious. Well, I feel like I'm having a meal. So, you know what? Instead of kicking it off with wrestling news, I wanted to jump to this really quickly. My God, last night, I'm going to throw this up here really quickly. A historic night. We had 2 things happen last night. First and foremost, I want to just quickly discuss the fact that Team USA lost to Italy in the World Baseball Classic, right, Vet? Now here's the
Italy has baseball?
They have really good baseball, actually. They're really good. Francisco Cervelli, former Yankee catcher, their captain, old captain.
Like bocce, I can understand, but
well, bocce ball is awesome too. But so what happened is, folks, our stupid manager had this idea that we already punched our ticket, as he was quoted in an interview prior to this game, to the semifinals, whatever the hell. And no, they needed to win that game yesterday. So they've been coming in sleepwalking. And this is the question. This is why I'm bringing this up. So you see the Puerto Rican team, right? That's the other team I'm rooting for, because that's my peoples. And I'm sorry, guys, if it's USA versus Puerto Rico, gonna probably root for Puerto Rico. Fuck Aaron Judge. I'm kidding. But the fact of the matter is that Puerto Rican team, everybody's dyeing their hair blonde, having fun. You got the British kids. They had the hat with the little jacket, and they're walking around, after they hit a home run. Everybody has their celebrations. If you look in the dugout, Vet, of the United States team, these guys look like they're all sitting on tacks. They're all, like, stressed and tight, and there's no real celebrations. They're not, like, they seem like they're a fun team, but, like, they're putting so much pressure on themselves, and they're sleepwalking the first couple of innings and then dropping a couple of hundred runs. If Mexico wins against, I forgot what team they're playing, then the United States is automatically in. But if they lose, the United States could actually get bumped out of this World Baseball Classic. Is it a thing of arrogance? Is it a thing of complacency? What do you think it is? What do you think it is, Vet?
probably that. I mean, when you got to play a 162 game season as your job, you are bored of baseball. You are bored of baseball. And it comes with the, it's a matter of perspective. If you don't wake up every day and appreciate that you get to play a child's game for a living, then you're going to end up feeling entitled. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be bored. Like, this is just another thing we have to do. It sounds like everybody else is like the Savannah Bananas. And, I can understand. But then again, baseball is not really an exciting sport for a player or a viewer, because you're essentially spending 95% of your time waiting. Like, you spend literally 50% of your time sitting. If you're in the dugout bench, like on offense, you're just sitting there chewing your sunflower seeds and whatever, just sitting on your ass. And then You know, all the team that's on the field for defense, they're just waiting. They're just waiting for the pitch, waiting in right field, waiting on third base, just waiting. Everybody's waiting.
Well,
So there's a lot of stuff to not get excited about. But that's just the pace of the game. There's nothing wrong with that. But you could see after these people, like I said, do this for a career, after how many years and yada yada. It's just another baseball game, and yeah, maybe it's hard to get hyped up for it.
I think almost the opposite, and I guess it's the perspective, because I think they have so much pressure on them because they've put out the best team ever. You know, it's like of course you remember the Dream Team when they went and when they won the gold, and they beating Angola by like 50 points back in 1992. But then 2 iterations later, they thought they could just throw out their youngest talent. You know, they had LeBron and Melo and all these guys when they were rookies and shit on that team, and they lost, and they came away with the bronze. I mean,
It's because the other that's the other every other country in the world had 2 generations of getting embarrassed, and they're like, you know what? Why don't we learn this game?
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. But so, you know, I guess it is what it is, and we can actually, and just a quick shout out, Kenny F. and Powers. I got you on that one because that's my next story. And Jerome is in the house, so I just wanted to say hi to you. Yeah, and like in pro wrestling, man, you know, you have a lot of young, talented wrestlers that have all the tools in the shed. And I'm gonna use a kid like Carmelo Hayes. Use a kid like Carmelo Hayes, who's I mean, he's kind of over and shit like that, but he just never kind of gets. He's never gonna kind of get there. He's missing that thing that Trick Williams had. You know what I'm saying? And do you think that sometimes in wrestling, have you ever seen somebody that you've worked with or you know, wrestled with, or you were in the same school with at Rip Rogers that had all the talent, but they put so much pressure on themselves, they just failed?
No, not. They didn't fail because they put too much pressure on themselves. The people that put pressure on themselves succeeded, and then the office fails them.
I see.
That's what happens. You know, Melo is, I don't think he's failing at any particular things, but it's just that, like I've said for years, he's a cheese sandwich, and that he needed Trick, and I didn't know how it was going to go for him. Well, fast forward to now, I'm kind of right, but I'm kind of wrong. They just decide they're just going to push Melo regardless. So they give him a belt and they say, you're going to win all these matches every week with this open challenge shit. So you basically have to work with somebody new and have an exciting match or whatever. And slowly, very slowly, that kind of stuff will get over with people. Meanwhile, Trick just waltzes in. They don't play up that history at all. No. You know, they barely acknowledge it ever. But Trick just walks in and says something like lemon pepper steppers. Everybody's like, yeah. You know, so he doesn't even have to do anything. He just walks around with a coat and no shirt, and he's already more over than Carmelo Hayes. So, like, that's why I thought we really needed to keep those guys together for Carmelo's sake. Like, if Carmelo was ever going to be anything, he needed Trick as, like,
right,
the partner deal. But the part where I was wrong is, like, I just didn't think they would push Carmelo Hayes as much as they have, but they really are pushing him.
They're trying.
He's only getting so far, but they are pushing him. So, I don't know.
I mean, we've been
but just to answer your original question, just for me, I would see guys that would like it guys that were not putting enough pressure on themselves, guys that would just come in, they're like weekend warriors, like, oh, I get to call myself a pro wrestler because I come to the school and I train, and then I miss practice for 2 months, and then I come back later, you know, just so I can roll around and I can tell my friends at work that I'm a wrestler. I show up for the monthly show and sell tickets, you know, so I can be on the card, and I sell the most tickets, and then somebody has to, you know, put me over. You know, I saw a lot of that.
Well, by the way, lemon peppers, is that a thing? Are lemon peppers?
I don't know what
it sounds delicious.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually a chicken wing flavor. I don't really know what it has to do with his shoes, though.
I don't know. Well, maybe the color. I don't know. I'm just thinking about like a good salmon and just like season
Yeah.
it with some lemon peppers. Oh,
Mhm.
anyway, listen, speaking about peppers, speaking about something that's hot, dude. Now, Vet, I'm going to mention some names here, okay? Kobe Bryant.
Heard of
Great.
him.
Amazing, right? Remember when he dropped 81 points in the NBA game? Do you remember that game, more or less?
More or less. Probably less.
Insane. Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points in one fucking game. And ladies and gentlemen, in between those two, sandwiched in between those two, ladies and gentlemen, is this guy. I don't know why I'm not. You don't hear this, do you?
I can hear it when it's playing.
Oh, you can hear it. Give me 2 seconds, folks. I just got to do something really quickly. I apologize for because if I can't hear it, then it's no bueno, and I need to hear it. So with that being said, let me just boom. I'll do that. Okay. Sorry, folks. I could do this 1,000 times, but okay, here we go. Let me see.
82 points. Mama, we feel your joy. The second highest scoring game in NBA history, second only to Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania against the New York Knicks when he was playing for Philadelphia.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are listening to this, Miami Heat's Bam Adebayo is about to score his 83rd point.
83 points.
Bam Adebayo,
He will
folks.
come out of the game and hear it from the crowd. And we feel you at home.
The second highest scoring game, for a single player in NBA history, the great Bam Adebayo. Bam fucking Adebayo. Listen, the guy's a stud. He's always been really good. Undersized center, I rewatched the the highlights of this shit, Vet. If I'm correct, let me see his stats. He was 20 of 43. So he shot in the 50%. He was 7 of 22 from 3-point range, but here's the kicker. 36 of 43 from the free throw line. My question to you is, Vet, will we ever see somebody break 100 points in an NBA game? And if there was one person, who do you think it would be? I have an idea.
Do I think anybody will do it? Maybe. Do I? Because nobody plays defense anymore or is allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
But that again, you would think that's been the case for a while, and it still took this long for some guy to get this many points, and it's not even close to 100, really. I mean, it's close, but
it's a lot of points, Vet.
Yeah, and the other part of the question, well, I don't know anybody in the NBA anymore, so I don't know who could do it. That's more of a question for people that still watch this garbage.
I'm going to say this, and I want you guys in the chat who watch the NBA right now like I do, and see if you agree with me or not. And I don't have to wait for your chats or anything like that, but I just want to know what you think. I think if there's ever going to be somebody to score over 100 points in an NBA game, with what the Vet just said, nobody plays defense anymore. You are 100% correct, brother. I think it may be, if he goes on a heater, Victor Wembanyama. I'm sure you know who that is.
I hear that name.
Never
watched him handle the ball one time.
Brother,
proud to say.
He is a 7'4" fucking gazelle. This guy moves like a guard. Let me just shrink this here. This guy moves like a guard, shoots like a guard. He's 7'4". He's got like an 8-foot wingspan. It's insane. This guy's like a spider monkey. Whoa. I don't want to use that term. This guy's
well, look, he can go for it. Go for it, kid. Go for the 100.
He's not human. I think the kid could do it.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah, maybe, but that's the thing. It's funny because when I heard about this news about some guy getting 83 points.
Bam Adebayo. Have you ever heard of Bam Adebayo, by the way?
No, of course not. Nobody has. But he's
the most famous guy in the NBA right now.
Well, now, yeah, but before. Yeah, so I hear about this, and all anybody's talking about is like, I can't believe he broke Kobe's record. And I'm like, what? There's another record. God, everybody is so dumb. Like, everybody on Earth is so dumb. I can't believe I live on this planet.
Bam, Vet, I got to tell you something, Vet. So, by the way, and to switch over, because I want to run through this. This is the 3 count. We're going to be running through a whole bunch of shit. My wife finally beat Resident Evil Requiem. Did you play it and beat it yet?
Yeah.
Did you get the good ending or the shitty ending where it says, please try again?
Yeah, that one. Well, I did both, so.
So, on the first try, she got the good ending. And now she's playing it through again to see if she can see what the shitty ending looks like.
Oh, so if you get the good ending, they don't give you the option.
No.
Because if you get the one ending, it's like, would you like to go back to right where you made the choice?
Right.
And then the way they give you the choice is confusing because of the wording. They make the bad choice sound like it's the good choice.
Right.
So,
Jen made the right. I don't want to spoil anything, folks, but now that you've played through the game, I want to hear your professional opinion. Is it just hype, or do you feel like this is one of the best video games of all time? One of the best Resident Evils of all time. It's the best-selling Resident Evil of all time. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, it's definitely hype. It's not. I don't even think it's the best Resident Evil game, but it's they made a game that people wanted, and that's all you got to do. Like, the name carries it. Like, it was going to sell a certain amount of copies just on the name alone, and then if everybody could play it and find out, oh, this shit sucks, it was too late. That's why Resident Evil 6 was one of the highest selling video games in Capcom's, in their catalog. Resident Evil 6 was one of the top selling games because everybody enjoyed Resident Evil 5 and they were waiting for Resident Evil 6. Nobody says anything nice about Resident Evil 6. Everybody hates that fucking game. But too late, everybody bought it already, right? So it doesn't matter how good it is. So this is a case of where they gave the people what they wanted. It's good enough. It's got some good stuff in it. But in my professional opinion, like I said before when we talked about it, in many ways, it's just the same old shit that it's been since Resident Evil 7. And that can be good or bad, depending on how much you love that. But it's the same. They were using the same engine, and it's kind of just the same old shit. So
much like WWE, and
very much like that. Yeah, if people love in 2K, then 2K26 is probably right up your alley. But if you don't like it, then you're not gonna like this one.
Speaking of video games, I heard that I forgot the name of it, but Xbox has announced, or it's leaked, that they are coming out with a new console. A next generation console. I don't know if you want to speak about that. It looks like I'm going to be trading this.
Ridiculous. They said they're saying it's a PC, but it plays console games, and I was like, you know what we used to call that? A PC. remember when you go to the store and you'd see those big ass boxes?
Yeah.
For like shit like Diablo and Warcraft and like all that stuff is just, it's this humongous video game box, and it's like it has a CD inside, and you got to take it home and load it up and all that stuff. Yeah.
I do.
These guys are so, my goodness.
I do. By the way, Danhausen will be the greatest scorer in NBA history, or you will be cursed. Thank you, Kevin Motti. My wife seems to think Resident Evil 4 is the best. She really enjoys it. And they're remaking Resident Evil 1. It should be out, I think, soon, or by the end of the year or something like that.
1? They already remade that.
No, but they're going to remake it again.
They're that's a waste. That's a waste of time.
Anyway. Well, speaking of waste of time, ladies and gentlemen, jump into some pro wrestling news really quickly. And we're going to do this. We're going to go back in the day, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the pay-per-view before we jump into the main show of NXT. It says here, Cody Rhodes pushed himself for the Ratchet. All right, so there's alleged backstage heat on Cody because Cody's doing what Cody does and doing what any top guy would do. And apparently there is some quote-unquote heat from the boys backstage because they feel that Cody Rhodes politicked his way into a WrestleMania match, and that the former champion is actually Drew McIntyre is pretty freaking pissed off in real life about the fact that he was promised a WrestleMania main event, and he got politicked out. Well,
I heard that Cody politicked himself to drop the belt to McIntyre in the first place, but that was probably just to try to keep himself more refreshed and stuff. Look, Cody Rhodes is not Drew McIntyre's keeper. If Drew McIntyre has any beef, it should be with his bosses that just will never, whether it's Vince, whether it's Hunter, whoever's running the creative and making these decisions on who you put the fake belt on. If he's that big of a mark still that he really thinks he needs that belt or whatever, and he feels like this shit is real, then take it up with all those other people. Or to quote another great video game line, blame yourself or God.
Is that Snake?
No.
Who said that?
I don't know, some guy. Okay. But the point is, but the point is,
blame yourself or God.
Yeah, whatever. They just don't like him. They just don't like Drew McIntyre.
He's so good though, man. He's everything. Like,
he's only been good since, to be honest, let's be honest. He's only been, no one has cared about Drew McIntyre until CM Punk came back to the company. Let's all stop lying to ourselves.
Am I lying to myself? Maybe. I mean, I see that guy. Can you imagine a Scottish warrior back in the 80s? I mean, with that look, he would have beat Hulk Hogan. I think he would have beat Hulk Hogan. Neither here nor there.
Well, that wouldn't work for him, brother.
Well, speaking of not working for me, brother, LA Knight. There's LA Knight news. And so LA Knight was apparently moved to Raw from SmackDown because, and I quote, he didn't want to be there anymore. He isn't shy about being vocal with the creative team. He was absolutely disgusted with the SmackDown creative team. I think Road Dogg was running SmackDown, if I'm correct. And with that being said, folks, LA Knight is now, from what I'm hearing, is becoming very, very frustrated with his booking. This is a guy who, people said, well, it's gonna fizzle out. He's only popular for now, and the guy still gets the biggest ovations, the biggest reactions, the biggest, like, whether he slips on the top rope or not, the guy's still fucking over, vet. With that being said, I'll ask you a silly question, kind of a Mark-ass question, I guess I would say. But if you're LA Knight, dude, I mean, are you going to AEW? Are you giving up on your WWE dream? This guy's never going to win that belt. Never going to get that prop. I don't know. I mean, so many questions. Your thoughts on LA Knight, dude?
I just feel like LA Knight just has to stay the course because everybody can't be the top guy all the time. And the longer he's not in the, okay, so they're not going to put the belt on him right now. The longer he's in that spot where he's a top guy, he's always around the main events and the main event players and stuff like that, the more people will get into it. The more he won't fizzle out, to use your terminology. If you give him the belt, then you've seen what happens. Hey, he got the belt. All right, what's next? They just don't, the people lose interest. But when they feel like there's injustices being done, they will definitely stay behind you. So I don't know what there is to be that frustrated about if you're LA Knight, because if you look at it realistically and not from a Mark standpoint, I mean, other than physically having the belt, what's so bad about his booking? He's in all the high-profile matches. He worked Roman Reigns. He was one of the guys that, when Roman Reigns was on the when Roman was on the long record setting run or whatever, he got to work with he was one of the guys that Roman beat. He's always around the top.
Well,
he's always relevant.
I heard that he was just fucking tired of working solo on SmackDown. He's like, come on, you don't have anything else for me? Like, that's the conversation. Like, really, a solo again? Like, we've worked. What else? Were we squeezing fucking the last bit of juice out of the lemon? He was frustrated, but what's not frustrating to me is just our boy, the Hammer, who's listening to us. Wait, what is it? Listening in at work. Well,
thanks, Hammer.
Thank you, Hammer. We love you and we appreciate you, my friend. Anyway, man, we can go on and on about LA Knight, but we have a couple out of the quick little tidbits here. Just I'm not gonna really comment on this, but Julia versus Tiffany Stratton versus Jordan Grace for the United States Championship at WrestleMania 42 was supposed to happen until Grace got injured. It's funny how people of her ilk get injured a lot.
So Jordan Grace is injured.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
I think I saw something of her in a sling or something like that on social media, but the problem is I don't care about Jordan Grace. I care for her as a human being, but as a character on professional wrestling, don't care. So I haven't been following her at all. I don't even know. I forgot she was on the WWE roster, to be honest with you. But with that being said, that was supposed to be that. Let me see. This is stupid. Nobody cares about this. They may have Stone Cold Steve Austin jump out on Raw one coming up to WrestleMania. That'd be nice to see Stone Cold come out. It's always good to see him. Let me see. It says, as per ESPN maintains. Okay, nobody cares about ESPN. Okay, so this is something I wanted to bring up, and this is something I almost forgot to bring up. This is a big news story here coming out of AAA Wrestling. Vet, have you been following anything AAA Wrestling related at all?
No.
Okay, good. I need to pull this up 1 second. Okay, here we go. So, are you familiar with a wrestler by the name of Niño Hamburguesa?
Only by name and reputation. I have not watched many of his matches.
Okay, so what of his name and reputation do you know? Just off the, what do you know about him?
Well, he's a fun character that everyone seems to like. Okay. So maybe like a Mr. Iguana, but in that, not that they're alike as characters, but just in the sense of how the people enjoy them, I suppose.
Well, you're not going to be able to enjoy him anymore because he's been fired.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to show you why he's been fired, because apparently Niño Hamburguesa, whatever the fuck, I can't say the name.
You know the word.
He's the hamburger.
It's the words of your people.
He's the hamburger kid. Hamburguesa. He was fired because apparently he had he had fallen into the stands and landed on somebody's lap. And I don't know why he went into business for himself, but he did this, folks. This is Niño Hamburguesa. I'm clicking the fucking wrong screen. That is a fan. He is elbowing the shit out of this fan. He lands in the lap of the fan.
This is the same thing from different angles?
Yeah. So this guy, who's really over actually in AAA, went into business for himself. And it says here, he's been reportedly released by AAA due to the fan altercation. And there has been nothing really regarding what the fan did to get those elbows to the face. Let's talk about having a career, right? In professional wrestling, right? Being over. I mean, what else is this guy going to do for a living? Maybe sell hamburgers and shit. He was making money. He's on TV. He's got a name for himself. He may not be the main player and shit, but he is a name. and now he's lost it all. Talk about it.
I mean, maybe this is something that he thought he could get away with when AAA was under different ownership, and maybe it's something that he has gotten away with many times.
And that really quickly, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that is something that's happened in Mexican wrestling a lot in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because to them, there's still, look, only the United States really has given up on kayfabe. Most of the other wrestling, countries, they still try to maintain it somewhat. They're not interested in breaking it. So that's why you're going to get more fan altercations in places like Mexico. But, it's a different ball game now with different bosses. So can't do it.
It's a shame, man. I've seen him do his thing on AAA a couple of times. I've seen him, and he's very charismatic. So I don't know. Maybe what's the other Mexican wrestling organization?
CMLL.
CMLL. Maybe. Are they big? They're bigger than AAA technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll sign him. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe he will be, as we say here, being over in AAA, like being. Maybe he work at Taco Bell. Who knows? I don't think. Do they have Taco Bell in Mexico? I don't think they do that.
No.
It's like having fast food Chinese in China. It's not gonna happen, brother.
They have a Panda Express in China. PF Chang's even.
Yo, don't shit on Panda Express, dude. I mean,
I don't.
Okay,
but
let's be real, brother. When you were a teenager, you're going to the mall. Like when we used to go to the mall in Jersey, man, there was nothing better than, making out with your girlfriend, getting the feels at the movie theater and then grabbing some Panda Express after, to calm the blue balls down. Agree?
Damn right.
Damn right, Vet. And speaking of girlfriends and teenage years, man, why don't we just jump into this? Why don't we go back in the day, Vet? Back in the day when we all got blue balls. We didn't get any, Still get them sometimes. But neither here nor there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't we go back, way back, to this day in professional wrestling history. Hit the music.
Will you stop?
What you gonna do?
Boobies. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the date is March 11th, and the 1990 something. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to 1993 at a house show in London, England. Vet Sting, you may have heard of him, not the singer, the wrestler. Sting defeated the great Big Van Vader to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. As the Vet blinks, I see he has some inquisitive thoughts going through his head, and I'm gonna try to read your mind, Vet. Why would Sting win the title at a house show in England? Go.
That's right. Well, that's as far as I got, is wondering that question. And yes, you did indeed read my mind. So I guess if they don't have any follow-up information on this particular item, then
zero.
Your guess is as good as mine.
We need to ask. I'll need to humbly ask, Professor, if you can step away from your job really quick. What is this called? I think the promotion is called The Crash. Is he talking about the Mexican?
That's even way smaller than AAA, though.
Oh my gosh.
That's like saying I think there's a promotion called. I can't even say that. That's too big.
I don't know, man. All I know is CMLL and fucking AAA, dude. Okay. Professor is right on the ball. This was house show storyline.
That doesn't answer anything.
For the tour.
He's gonna win it and then drop it back before they
did they even
come back
announce
to the States?
Like, did we know in the States that he won the title, or was it like one of those situations where, like, who was it that dropped the title to fucking Japanese Jones over there? It never really happened. Who was it? What was that?
Yeah, like Ric Flair probably did that a couple times. And
Not Ric Flair. It was a WWE.
oh, you're thinking of a WWF guy?
Yeah. Is it Bob Backlund? Did he drop the title to?
Maybe Bob Backlund did this.
But who was the guy that he dropped the title to? He just passed away. The guy with the scarf. Why am I drawing a blank? Legend.
Inoki.
Inoki.
talking about
Yes. He was never recognized as WWF champion, but apparently he did win it. On WCW Saturday Night, they acknowledged it. Okay, so it was all right. So they did it to promote the house tour, I guess. Whatever. Hey, same year, vet, 1993, former WWF superstar Dino Bravo was brutally murdered in his Quebec home at the age of 44. I've heard. Bravo was shot 17 times, allegedly due to issues with local organized crime. I'm going to throw this up because I don't believe organized crime exists. La Cosa Nostra. The murder was never officially solved, and apparently one of the people that was the main person that they were looking for, was never prosecuted. It's by the name of Tony D'Angelo. So it's a very interesting vet. Dino Bravo. You may have heard of him. One of the most underrated technical wrestlers in wrestling history.
No, but there were 2 Dino Bravos in wrestling history. That's the interesting part.
What? I'm dead serious. What?
I believe this one that was murdered is the one that we all know. I do believe. But there was another Dino Bravo. Maybe this guy took the gimmick name and used it.
I'm looking this up now, bro. I don't know why this is not working. I give up.
But yeah, but the important thing is, for everybody to remember is, don't cross the mob.
Dino.
It's just not a good idea in general.
Bravo. I don't know. I'm only seeing one guy here as Dino Bravo. Professor, was there another Dino Bravo? I don't know, man. That's interesting. Was there another Dino Bravo? Oh, okay. It says, yes, there was another wrestler named Dino Bravo in the early 1960s. The well-known Dino Bravo, Adolfo Bresciano, took the ring name from the original wrestler who had teamed with Dominic DeNucci as a part of the Bravo Brothers tag team. There you go. Vet knows his shit, brother. The deeper dive here shows that, let me see here, Dino Bravo was killed. Okay, we already know that. So, the great Dino Bravo, folks. Piece of shit, apparently, from what we know. Let's go to 1996, vet. Stone Cold Steve Austin debuted his new Stone Cold Steve Austin gimmick. Folks, let me just take this down really quickly.
That's right.
At a WWF Raw taping in San Antonio, Texas, vet. Let me see. It was a double count-out draw to Savio Vega. With Savio Vega. A rematch, between the two took place at WrestleMania 7. A few weeks later, Mark Henry
12.
also made... Oh, 12. I'm sorry. Yeah, 10 plus, yeah. Mark Henry, also made his first WWF appearance as he press-slammed Jerry the King Lawler. So we had 2 cool things that happened, vet. First and foremost, your thoughts on Stone Cold Steve Austin. What?
Okay, first and foremost, our thoughts on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, so if you go back and watch WrestleMania 12, you can see a rare appearance of Stone Cold Steve Austin basically doing the exact same gimmick that he had been doing with Ted DiBiase with the $1 Million Championship. And all of the stuff was the same. He was basically still just the ringmaster, and he even had that ringmaster music, but his name was Stone Cold Steve Austin now. And not the ringmaster. So
it was
pull out your WrestleMania 12, and you'll see it. He is Stone Cold Steve Austin in name only, but he's still doing the whole ringmaster gimmick, and then he takes on Savio Vega.
Was he shaved clean? Like, was his head shaved clean at the time? Was he growing a goatee at that time when he was?
No, I think he pretty much had the look, like pretty much. But yeah,
interesting. What about
still Ted DiBiase, still $1 million champion.
What about Mark Henry's debut, Vet?
I swear to God, Mark Henry's debut was much later in the year. I thought that was in like October at Mind Games, the match with Jerry Lawler.
Doesn't specifically say. It just says the year. It doesn't say the month. So it could have been later in the year.
Well, it's supposed to be this day in pro wrestling history, so why they would throw in a random Mark Henry debut on March 11th, I have no idea. But I'm sure I'm right about that.
Well, the professor can probably correct us on that, but I'm pretty sure you're
right.
Sure about that. I know you're right. Hey, what about this? Why don't we go to 1996? The Steiner brothers returned to WCW for the first time since January 1993. They lost their return match to the Road Warriors. Vet, really quickly, give me your thoughts. Now, I was a huge Steiners guy. I love the Steiners in the NWA. I love the Steiners, transition to WCW. Came over the WWF. What do you think about the WWF run? Do you think it was a good one, a bad one, underwhelming, overwhelming? Like, what did your original, as a kid, or in retrospect? Let's talk about in retrospect, their run in the WWF.
So, like, their run in the WWF came, like, right in my blank out window,
Okay.
So I didn't really get to live it. I only see like certain matches going back, and watching old stuff. Apparently, they just thought that they were basically getting nickel and dimed because of how much money they were making versus how much they had to work to make that money. The touring schedule was horrible and they just didn't want to do it. So that's why they didn't stick around. So they thought the money wasn't worth it,
If they would have stuck with the WWF, we probably would have never gotten the big booty daddy and
probably not
Scott Steiner. So, one of my favorite characters. I'm sorry, he's one of my very favorite fucking characters in wrestling history. Great. We fast forward to 2002. Excuse me. We have speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus what was this here? Oh. NWO Hall and Nash. This is when they were the cancer that was injected by Vince McMahon, and they defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in a handicap match. What? Hollywood Hogan. Oh, Hollywood Hogan Hall and Nash. It was a 3-2. And this would be the only time Hogan and Austin were in the same WWE ring. Really?
I don't even remember that.
I don't either.
In my mind, it's like they never were. But I guess this match did happen at some point.
Ooh, we're gonna have to fast forward through some of this shit, Vet, because there was a lot of shit that happened.
We got a lot of IWA Mid-South and Ring of Honor stuff. We
can
just go right past.
I'll skip some of that stuff. We have some Monday Night Raw stuff. We have Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. I'm not gonna. Let me see. These two were set to meet a few weeks later, but the severe neck injury to Kurt Angle meant the match was scheduled. Okay. 2006 ROH, nobody cares. 2007 TNA Destination X. We have guys like Christian Cage retaining the NWA title, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Scott Steiner, Latin LAX, Homicide, my cousin there. Hernandez defeated Team 3D. AJ Styles defeated Rhino. Okay, nobody cares. Actually, that match was pretty fucking awesome. You ever seen that match with Rhino and AJ Styles, the Destination X match, the scaffold match? Good fucking match.
I mean, maybe, but I don't remember it.
That's when TNA was hot. They still had the whole octagon looking ring, whatever it's called. 2015, AJ Styles pinned John Hennigan for the FEW. Who the fuck is John Hennigan? Is that Johnny?
John Morrison? Johnny Nitro? Johnny Mundo?
Oh, cool. Okay, 2018. Remember Fastlane? WWE Fastlane.
Yeah.
We had AJ Styles retaining the WWE Championship in the 6-pack challenge against Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, John Cena, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Hey. Okay. Let me see. 2018. Here we go. Something you might like here. 2018. Will Ospreay and Jody Fleisch defeated Adam Brooks and Sean. I don't know who these people are. Rep Pro. Nobody cares about that. Bobby Lashley in 2019 defeated Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship on Raw from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In the main event, we had Drew McIntyre defeating Dean Ambrose as part of the build-up to the WrestleMania showdown with Roman Reigns. Your thoughts on the great Dean Ambrose?
Fireman Fred.
Fireman Fred indeed. And finally, the last bit that we have here is on an NXT from Orlando, Florida. This is in 2020 pandemic gimmick. Was the pandemic in full swing in March 2020? Yeah, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think so. Oh, yes, it was because it wasn't full lockdown yet. And I know this because my wife had bought me tickets, Vet, to go see the Piano Man. You may know who that is. In Madison
Billy
Square
Joel.
Garden. Yeah. And then a week before we were supposed to go to Madison Square Garden, the pandemic came in full swing. It was for my birthday. So I never got to see. That's the one person I've always wanted to see live. And I never got to see Billy Joel. And I blame Corona for that. What are you going to do, Vet? With that being said, my friend, what do we have? We have Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne retained the NXT Tag Team Championship against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And that was this day in professional wrestling. Let's say some happy birthdays, ladies and gentlemen. We got Robbie Brookside, born in 1966. Pitbull #1, born in 1967. Russ Haas, born in 1974. And, of course, the great Black Taurus, or Taurus, born in 1987. Ladies and gentlemen, that was this day in professional wrestling history. All right. So, veteran.
Yes.
We had, let me see here. It was Vengeance Day, right?
Yes.
It was Vengeance Day.
It was
All
a
right.
whole day full of vengeance.
Whole day full of vengeance. I'm not gonna look at the specifics because I did. Did you get to watch the show or no?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Professional that I am,
So did
I
I.
made myself watch this crap. And we're going to go through it right now.
Yeah. So I don't have any notes. I just have the winners and losers. I do remember most of the show off the top of my head. So why don't we just jump in from the bottom to the top? We'll start off with the street fight. We have Blake Monroe defeating the great Jaida Parker.
Wait, who's running the show here?
Oh, you. I'm sorry. You do this. I'm sorry. I'm in Jimmy mode right now. Apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did want to mention a couple of things that the pre-show usually has some interviews, some of which they'll just replay during the damn show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the point is, but so for example, Sarah sit down with Blake Monroe with music underneath. Can Jaida survive Blake? Let's find out tonight. And then Man Blake sits down with Kalani Jordan with music underneath. And that's garbage like you'd expect. And then Sarah sits down again with Lola with music. And she basically says, you know, that hoe ain't loyal, referring to Kalani. But actually, if you didn't see this Lola Vice interview, she was really good in it. Like, Lola Vice has found like a comfortable, realistic sounding voice, you know, and not like one of these NXT scripted promo chicks. So she did this interview like it felt like it was real, and I liked the way she said everything. And then we'll see if that carries over into this episode of NXT when we're done. But as you said, we're starting out with a street fight. Or should I say you're starting out with a street fight? Because as I see Blake and Jaida making their way to the ring, And then I see that the ring is plastered with kendo sticks everywhere.
Oh, you disavowed it.
Yeah. Unfortunately for everyone here, and fortunately for me, this match has been disavowed. But Ray, you are free to say whatever you want because I have no idea what happened.
Well, let me just make sure I got this right. I mean, they kicked each other's ass, and I was actually,
That's a lot of ass to kick.
It was a lot of ass to kick. I mean, the girls really beat each other up, and I actually quite enjoyed the match. I was shocked to see Blake Monroe go over clean, hitting the glamour shot on what's her face, on Jaida. I mean, you can't really.
Is it ever clean if it's at a street fight?
Well, here's the thing: you say that you disavowed it because it's kendo sticks, right? Now, I understand if you're having a regular match and then a kendo stick pops out, but the kendo stick is out there as a weapon to be possibly used along with a hammer. And
I thought about that, but it was the fact that they were decorating all sides of the ring where I then decided to enact my clause. I was like, this is way too stupid. Like, not only are there one kendo stick, but there's like 8 minimum.
Well, there was a spot.
It looked like a Punjabi prison match, so I skipped it.
Well, I was wondering, there was a spot where they had 2 kendo sticks like in the ropes, like just set, and I'm like, why are those there? And that was for a spot where Jaida Parker was thrown into the ropes and her shoulders went through both kendo sticks. Just saying, it was there as a prop. I think Blake Monroe had used her pearls as a weapon. She wrapped her hands around them. You know how those dangerous pearls can knock a bitch out. But no, dude. Yeah, they really beat the shit out of each other. But that's about it. I mean, I can't really break anything else down. Oh, of course. Blake Monroe grabs this bag. I don't know if you've seen this. And we think she's going to drop some thumbtacks on the... No. They were diamonds. Much harder than thumbtacks. And that's where she hit the glamour shot on the diamonds because, and she got the pin there. So technically diamonds would be much more, right? Would hurt a lot more than, or just as much as kendos. I mean, not kendo sticks.
It's probably similar. They're a little more blunt, but definitely harder. So
that's what she said.
Yeah,
it was quite hard watching this, but yeah, dude. So,
all right,
that's it, man. Glamour shot. She goes over.
All right. So Ricky Saints makes sure that Ethan Page is gonna help him this time. He makes him promise. So then we go from a street fight to a parking lot fight. And Ray, I figured it out. You know how we've been saying, why does Tony D'Angelo look weird? Who does he remind us of? It came to me watching this match. I know who Tony D'Angelo looks like, Ray.
Braun Strowman.
Exactly.
I knew it. I was dude, I was watching the show and I was like,
but what was it about this match that made us both realize that finally? Why could we not see this before?
I'll tell you what it was. So when Braun Strowman has his hair tied up, right? But when he looks like a big baby. But when he lets it out, he has the same kind of Drew Fro thing going on. And this dude, his hair, number one, Tony D'Angelo should never let his hair fucking tied up again. He looked 1,000 times better with the fucking giant Drew Fro going. Am I wrong?
He looked like Kalani Jordan. That's what he looked like.
Bro, but still, and the nose and the fucking weird beady eyes, it's like a little Braun Strowman. He looked just like him.
And even the gear. Like with his little tank top and his pants and his boots, that his pants tucked into his boots. It's like, this is Braun Strongman. Yeah.
I agree with Frank. Maybe the Legos, they should have pulled out the Legos instead of the diamonds. But anyway. Yeah, Tony D'Angelo, little Braun Strowman.
Separated birth? Who knows? So it's Tony and Dion. They're supposed to be fighting, and then they actually, they're all fighting Tony. Dark State is, and then OTM comes in and peels off the other guys, so that when they get to the ring, and then now after we've just seen all this chaos plus the previous street fight with the ladies, and now we're ready for a nice normal match between these two. Settle down into a headlock.
You didn't like the... Is this becoming... by the way, is this becoming an ongoing joke going through that fucking wall?
I think it is.
Because that's the way the match started. They went through the wall that keeps going. People keep going through now.
Yeah, and I told them just stop building it, but they keep building it.
They need to put a 2x4 at the bottom of it, much like the Great.
Right.
You want to piece me? You want to piece me, Sid?
I don't care who you are. I don't give a damn who you are.
Yeah, well, also speaking of that era of WCW, Tony D'Angelo hulked up in this match.
He did. Bro, he looked like a fucking wild man. He looked like a jacked up Jungle Boy, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Boy Tony D'Angelo.
I like it. Well, actually, I don't like it.
Nobody.
And then he hits the standing ovation for the win.
Is that what he hit?
Sorry, Joe Hendry. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
So Lola's taping up. She's taping up that broken hand that she's in danger of re-breaking. You know, one thing that was kind of stupid that I wanted to bring up. Well, I'll wait till the underground match.
Okay.
First, we get Dark Paxley
So dark.
versus Izzi Dame.
So Izzy.
For the North American Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I fucking love Tatum Paxley. I think she's so great. You know, I guess people shit on fucking Tatum, what's her name? Izzi Dame a lot. But I thought this was good, man. I think the girls work well together. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing. I think they just work well together, and it just works, to use that term. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way. I thought it was a solid match between the two girls, and I think the right girl won the match, and hoping that this would be the end of their feud, but obviously we'll jump into NXT and see that maybe perhaps it is not. But do you agree with me that you feel that maybe perhaps that these girls just have good in-ring chemistry?
Is it fair to say that I can say, okay, well, you had a match and you did everything you were supposed to do in the match, and I also just don't ever see you making it anywhere in this business?
Are you talking about Izzy?
Izzy. I would say Izzy, yeah.
Is she still banging Braun Breaker? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Okay. Because as soon as they break up, she's gone, probably.
Yeah, maybe. And she's doing everything she can now, to bank some credibility and try to earn her spot, much like a reptilian Britt Baker would do, like making the most of her opportunities, I guess.
She's not bad, though, Vet. She's
not bad, but do we need... Can you first of all, the name is stupid, like many other names are stupid, and her catchphrase, it is what it is. Like, is that a WrestleMania main eventer?
Is that a catchphrase?
Yes. Is that a WrestleMania main eventer with all that package and then the culling? Like, are they just going to keep the culling and just move it out of NXT, or are they just keeping the culling down here in NXT so that Sean Spears has a player coach role?
Right.
I don't know. But in any case, Dark Paxley, congratulations. So Blake Howard asks OTM, hey, why'd you help Tony D'Angelo? And they were like, we didn't. We beat up Dark State.
Right.
And then Robert Stone brings Fatal Influence. And then Zarya interrupts. And then... which, Stone tried to interrupt Fatal Influence after he brought them out and they started yapping. And then he was like, yeah, this is probably a bad idea. Let me interrupt these women before our pay-per-view dies. And then Zarya interrupts Robert Stone's interruption of Fatal Influence. And then Sol Ruka interrupts the interrupted interruption. And then Robert Stone's like, okay, bro, we're going to have a triple threat. And then a schmaz happens.
So up to this point, I'm like enjoying the pay-per-view. You know, I'm like, oh, good match. And then this just fucking shat on everything.
This was like a TV segment, right?
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing this, man? It's like, why are you doing this? And then it's done so bad. Listen, I'm sorry, man. Soul is gorgeous. She's talented and everything like that. But there's just something lacking when she grabs a microphone. Zarya is better. I like Zarya a lot better. But all these girls in the ring just talking, and even if it was guys in the ring just talking, why do that? What is this? A piss? Is this a piss break? A vending, go out and get popcorn or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but it just brought everything down for me, dude. Didn't like it.
Was this the part where when Zarya came out, her shirt said Soul's X on it?
Yes.
Or was that on the TV?
No,
I
that
can't
was
remember.
That was there.
Okay. Well, in more TV segs, the Daddy's Boys faction gets a no from Charlie Dempsey.
Right.
And then Tavion proposes a side quest that they team up and take these guys on Wednesday.
Ooh, so they're going to be the O.
More on that later.
QCC, whatever the fuck they call it. Rank QCC.
Yeah. Now it's time for an underground match. It's Lola versus Lonnie. This is what I was going to ask you. So they were talking. It's always cute when fake pro wrestling and fake pro wrestlers try to talk about real things, because it's like they almost get it, but they don't quite get it. So Lola Vice has a broken hand, right? Right. So, okay. And they're talking about, and Vic Joseph's sitting there trying to like ask Booker, like, how will this affect, Lola Vice's, was she going to be able to do things like her back fist? It's just he's trying to like this. And like, I understand Vic Joseph's never been in a fight, so he doesn't understand. But Ray, you're a boxer.
Used to be.
Your punching power comes from a couple of places on your body. Mm-hmm. I'd like you to name those two, and I'm just going to spoil it and say that one of the places that you name where your punching power comes from is not your hand.
It's not. So,
did anybody out there, before you get into it, did anybody out there listening not know that? Did you not know that it doesn't matter what your hand is that makes you strong in a punch? Did anybody think it all comes from right here? I just want to make sure that nobody thought that.
Throwing a good punch is akin to shooting a free throw in basketball. It starts from the legs up. Okay, your power is coming from your legs, the torque of your body, your hips, your upper body, chest. So when you're throwing a right hand, you're not just doing this. You're not just doing this. You're actually turning your body. You're using the momentum of your legs. You're pushing with your legs, right, forward. Okay? You're leaning into it with your chest, and you're throwing a straight right hand. Right? It's a powerful, even in the jab, it's about the legs, the hips, and the chest. It's here, the midsection. That's why when you're fighting, when you're in a boxing match, or when you're playing defense in basketball, what are you looking at? You're not looking at the hands. You're not looking at the basketball. You're not looking at the boxer's, your opponent's hands. What are you looking at? You're looking at the midsection, because where the midsection goes, where the legs go, where the body goes, that's where the fighter's going. You feel me? You don't look at the head. That's why my father always taught me, kill the body, the head will die. Kill the body, the head will die. So to answer your question without continuing on the sweet science, the power comes, it's a total body power, but it starts from the legs up, midsection, shoulders, chest, hips. It's really the hips, like a baseball.
I would have accepted hip and shoulder.
Okay, Sorry, I was long-winded.
But no. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to explain how, because everything you just said makes it even dumber that they think that her broken hand has anything to do with her punching. Okay. So,
just so you know, also, when you hurt your hand, because I've told this story before, I don't know if you see this hand, it's a little deformed. This happened during an actual boxing match. That's
right. You broke it on a Dominican.
You remember that. And you stop feeling it, dude. You just stop feeling it. The adrenaline, it literally goes numb. You don't feel it. So, yeah, it's not really gonna fucking affect you until after the fight. Well,
it's
after
probably
the
all
fight.
right.
So
Unless she avoided doing enough damage to it by not punching her repeatedly in the skull.
And can I say something else regarding the fact that the doctor said, well, it may not heal properly. Listen, what they do is, if they have to re-break your hand to reset it, we're not in the fucking 1920s, brother. They know how to fucking reconstruct the hand. All right.
He just puts a bit in her mouth and gives her a leech. Yeah. You're good, honey.
That's good. That's a good one. No. What I'm saying is that all this shit leading up to it's ridiculous. But regarding the match, man, Kalani Jordan, brother. I keep saying every week, more and more I see the kid, I'm starting to like her more and more, bro. She's getting better. And
if you take the ropes away, that takes away most of the dumb shit that she ends up having to try to do.
Yeah. What did you think of her, like, as a based mat wrestler during this match? Not doing too much.
Oh, I wasn't watching the match.
Oh, God damn it.
No, I was sort of watching the match. I mean, it seemed normal. Like she's a good. And the last time we praised a match that she had, she also was focused on, just doing like a more grounded thing. I forget who was
working the hand. It was Lola Vice.
Was it Lola Vice in the match with that? Okay,
dropping the knee on the hand and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you that if she's got a good producer, then she can kind of get it,
I think she's gotten a lot better, dude.
Well,
she's always been an athlete, but
right.
And you would attest to this better than I would, but I think the in-ring psychology part of it, she's getting it now, finally, I think.
That I'm not sure, but because it's hard to tell when somebody understands psychology. That's one of the hardest things to see, like when you're evaluating somebody, because they could just have a great agent for whatever match. So it's hard to tell what they really know. But anyway, yes, TKO here. The baby got back fist into grounded punches, and the ref stops it. It was also that hot lady ref too.
Oh, the smoking hot one with the Chanel belt.
Yeah, that's also a worker.
I love the flash knockout ending. I thought this was booked very well because in an MMA fight, it happens. And for what it's worth, I don't know how Lola Vice lands it looking so fucking legit, but when she lands that fucking spinning back fist, it looks great. And this was beautiful.
I think she just hits him. But that's the thing is, if she's good enough, and she should be, if you hit somebody on the side of the neck, it's just going to look like you hit them in the face. But it's still going to make that big smack and pop sound, and so it's going to feel big, but if you really safely hit them in the side of the neck, it's going to be just as good, right?
She is slapping her thigh, though, to get that pop. I mean, she does it. I think it looks phenomenal. That's a great finisher for her.
All right. Well, not so great. Fatal Influence having a meeting, and Reptilian Britt Baker complaining about how she never gets any breaks. What a heel. And then then they discuss how there's going to be, we need to take out Soul. She should, she shouldn't even make it to the three-way. It's up to you guys to take her out so she doesn't even make it to the three-way. And I'm like, well, it's a three-way, so, technically they could just beat the shit out of her during the match because there's no disqualification. So why are we worried about putting a bounty on her? But the main event is Ricky versus Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Page wanders out at some point.
Sorry about that.
What the hell was that?
I had the music going by mistake.
Tried to go for some belt shenanigans, but gets screwed up. And
we need to focus on that for a quick second, if I may, because Ricky Saints was supposed to get help from Ethan Page. Ethan Page slides, because this has something to do with NXT later. Ethan Page slides the belt a little too far out of Ricky Saints' hands. Was it on purpose? Was it a mistake? I guess we'll figure it out down the road, but it was just a little weird, and it kind of screwed over Ricky Saints during this match, that one belt situation.
Yeah, but the weird part about it was that didn't go right into the finish.
Right.
They went for like a few more minutes.
Right.
And so therefore it was like it basically canceled out the whole thing. See, the psychology of these things of like what Ray's laying out about, did he mean to do that or didn't he mean to do that? Well, if he, first of all, we shouldn't even be playing that game, because why would you want to help Joe Hendry win either? That would be that would be the alternate. Like, okay, so I'm not going to help you. I'm going to help Joe Hendry. So whatever. But the thing is, like, if that's where, if it's a mistake or a miscommunication that ends up costing somebody and it doesn't happen right away, then it's almost like, okay, well, then it's not even that, it's just a mistake and it didn't end up mattering. You can't blame the ending of this match, because what ends up happening is Ricky kicks Joe Hendry in the fucking balls. And then later on, as a turnabout, when the referee is, trying to distracted by whatever somebody else is doing, now Joe Hendry kicks him in the balls. So now it's even, and then he hits a finish on him and whatever. But that happens much later after this whole belt thing. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
So, again, I agree with you 1,000% when it comes to the fact that this should have happened. The belt slide thing should have happened at the end of the match, which should have caused, Now, to play devil's advocate here, I could say that the whole belt slide thing changed the momentum of the match in Joe Hendry's favor. You can say that, but that's too deep a psychological thing for pro wrestling fans to get. So I don't disagree with you when it comes to the fact that the belt slide should have led into the finish, because the belt slide could have led into Ricky Saints being distracted, the referee being distracted, then the kick to the balls from Joe Hendry from behind, or whatever the fuck he did, like a scorpion kick while the referee wasn't looking, and then that would have led to the finish. So that was poor psychology.
I would see, and to furthermore on the belt slide part,
yeah,
the way they did it, the way Ethan Page did it, I don't know if he meant to do it like that, but the way he did it, there was no reason that anybody would have any doubt. He sat there and he was mesmerized by the belt. Like he's looking at I missed this. I want to have this again. Like doing that whole WWE visual storytelling, corny overacting stuff. Like, wow, I'm in a daze, just hypnotized by my old belt. And then he snaps out of it and he's like, oh yeah, I got to help Ricky. And Ricky's standing right by the ropes like, give it to me. And he's just like, or way past him. Like it wasn't even close. So was that part on purpose? Or did Ethan Page just there's no other way to do this?
So you asked a question earlier and I was going to give you an answer and I forgot to give you the answer. And the answer to the question you asked was, did Ethan Page do it on purpose, right? To screw? Why would he help Joe Hendry? I don't think it's a thing of helping Joe Hendry. I think it's a thing of, I'm fed up with Ricky Saints, and I want to screw Ricky. I don't want Ricky to have it. I want to have it.
Yeah.
So it's selfish. So heels are selfish, and I think, and they're both very arrogant. Their characters are both very, very arrogant. They both want everything for themselves. So why are you gonna help this guy? What the fuck? Why? Because they wrestle for AEW together? Like they don't give a shit.
Right? I understand the idea behind it. What I'm saying is I'm trying to do a deconstruction of this old wrestling psychology. It's a lot of WWE bullshit psychology. Like a lot of this shit is just old WWE shit that needs to go. Because yes, I understand everything about what you're saying, but if that's the case, that means that you still have to help somebody that you should like even less just to win the match. Like, okay, so yeah, I don't want you to have it, but the alternative is this other guy that I hate even more gets it. It's like if I screw you over, that means I'm helping somebody else.
Right.
You might as well just not even go out there then.
Right.
Like, why do you need to pretend that you're still his friend just to screw him over? Or maybe I didn't, so we're still going to team up. Like, this is a child's idea of like a great, great storytelling with,
well, this is
old tropes.
Like I was saying, the psychology was very poor for this main event. It wasn't a bad match per se, but the psychology, I think they tried too much. And, with wrestling, I think simpler is better. Simpler is better. Common sense should kind of lead the way. And what did the professor say here? Bobby Heenan logic. The enemy of my enemy is a pest. So, yeah.
Well, I don't remember any of Bobby Heenan's shit ever being this dumb. Everything he did seemed to work out,
Bobby Heenan was the best of all time.
Best of all time. So that was Vengeance Day, and it was not the best of all time.
I didn't hate it. I found myself enjoying the matches, questioning the psychology of a lot of the things like we've discussed in depth here. I don't think we have to go too much in depth in NXT because this is going to be a quick one. I think when it comes to the showdown. But
absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I refuse.
Yeah, but the psychology, like a lot of the psychology was, I think, too intricate for your basic wrestling fan, and I think they were trying too hard. And with trying too hard, they overcomplicated shit, and it comes out sloppy, like the main event.
Well, it's like when somebody tries to sound intelligent and they don't know what they're talking about, and they just keep yapping. We've all known people like that.
When somebody finds a new word and they try to put it into a sentence, and it doesn't make any sense. Absolutely.
All right.
Are we ready?
Are we ready? We're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for NXT.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT, March 10th, 2026. Vengeance Day Fallout.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And this event is headlined by the ladies. So Ruka Laney Reed. We do have some Joe Hendry here. We do have some black on black crime, ladies and gentlemen. What are we talking about? Well, stay tuned. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is your review of NXT, and we're going to do this in maybe record time.
I can do it in 20.
I think you can do it in 18.
Dark Maxim comes out to celebrate with her fans.
So cute. She's adorable.
Izzi Dame interrupts.
Ah, fuck.
She's like, watch this video. And then they play a video.
So stupid.
It's a montage of all the things that this would have been the kind of stuff that you play before a match. Like, this is the story.
So really quickly, it's so stupid because Izzi Dame is playing video, right, of Tatum Paxley, where she's come from, how she started, and all this shit. Dude, it just made Tatum Paxley look even more awesome because she started like from nothing, being like the gray
property of WWE t-shirt, doing the little skipping around the ring thing,
and she's standing there with a title belt now, as probably the most over character in your developmental system. How the fuck does this? How is this a heel thing? I don't know. I don't get it.
Once again, a dumbass's idea of how to get heat, but
Dumb. That was such bad. So bad.
well, almost as if she knew that shit wasn't going to work. She just ends up attacking her and then power bombing her, and then the Cullen comes out and stands over her. But who cares about that? Because backstage we got Ethan and Ricky talking about title contention and how they can both get back to with a big win tonight. They can both get back into the title contentions and all this other stuff. That's way more important than possibly your new North American Women's Champion being assaulted by two dudes and a chick. So, Jasper, good old Jasper enters. And he's going to take on, this is a triple threat match that we had talked about last week. Eli Knight, and Super Sean Legacy. Okay. And then this was a weird thing. So Vic Joseph says, Booker, what did Carver say to you when he came out here or whatever? And I'm like, did I miss something? So I rewound it to see what point he came out. He never came out. They did not show this.
Wait, what? They did?
Well, I'm telling you, Vic Joseph mentions that Carver came out, and I did not see this, so I rewound it to check. It went straight from commercial break to whatever these guys' entrances and everything. So maybe it happened during the break, but I didn't see it. But anyways,
maybe.
So during the match, Carver comes out again and puts Jasper Troy through the table, through the announce table.
Okay.
That's what you saw, and that's why you were confused, right? Because you're like, what do you mean he didn't come out? He definitely came out. But I'm saying on commentary, right before the match started, Vic Joseph said to Booker, like, what did Carver say to you? Like, as if he had just walked up to the desk and said something to him.
I get what you mean, yeah.
Maybe I'm confused, but that's what happened. Carver puts Troy through the table, and then that lets the other two guys do some moves for a while, and then finally Jasper gets back up out of the table, only to get pinned by both of these guys. So here are your co-winners, the other two guys that aren't Jasper Troy.
So you didn't see when Carver came out and told Booker T, I told you to keep your boys, what is it, my name out your boy's mouth?
No,
because I saw that on my feed.
Maybe I didn't. I got a different feed then.
Yeah, we probably got different feeds. I had an international feed. Do you have the American feed?
I thought I had the international feed.
Interesting. It's very interesting. But I did see that part where he's like, I told you, keep your boy's name out keep my name out your boy's mouth. He was yelling at him. But that was after he put him through the table.
Wait, he yelled at him after?
Yeah, so he puts him through. I'm 100%. He puts him through the table, right? And then he gets in Booker T's face, and he's like, "I told you keep your boy's name. Keep my name out your boy's mouth. I've been telling you that."
Yeah,
and
I saw all that.
Okay, so
what I'm telling you is, apparently, way before the match even started, Carver came out there and they didn't show it.
Oh, I don't know about that. That is weird.
I was trying to explain that as basically as I could, and
but I didn't get it.
All right, well,
I get it.
The point is, Jasper Troy is finished, right? Like, there's no reason to even keep this guy around anymore.
Well,
okay, let Carver go over on him and then fire him.
That's probably what's gonna happen, dude. We already got one. If you know what I mean. So.
Guy's like fucking Jacob Marley with these chains clanking around. He's like, he might as well come out in like the pajamas and with the candle.
I told you the minute this guy came out, I'm like, first of all, the music doesn't fit him. What are the chains? I don't get what is his character supposed to be? Like now, if he check this out, Vet. You want to go deep? If he comes out and he says that these chains are, hear me out.
No, let's just stop. Let's just cut this off right now.
No. This is repression that he carries with him.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, but this is repression, 200 years of, slavery and all this shit. And he gets into that, you know what I'm saying? Then he drops the chains. I get it. Like people have been holding me back. If he wants to lean into that shit, I've been held back.
They voted him to win a reality show.
You know what? I'm just trying here, brother. Because I
feel don't try.
I feel like
don't try. Let him go. Let him go.
I feel like he's not bad though. He's not terrible.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about who's good and who's not. I'm talking about if you think this little of this guy, let's just stop wasting everybody's time and let him go do some indies because you clearly have nothing for him.
Jamie, what was the thing we said? The biggest mistake they made with him off the bat. Do you remember?
Well, you said that they should have never made him the speed anything because, yeah.
Why do that? That makes no fucking sense. If you're gonna put a belt on him, to give him the mid card title right away.
Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't let him beat. They really just started beating him right away. That was even before they put him in the speed division. They just
he's like Abyss. He's like a modern day Abyss.
Didn't Ricky Saints beat him before he turned heel?
Yeah.
So it's like
I don't know.
They just if they just don't care for him. So Dark Paxum.
Dark Paxum
is looking for the culling, and she finds Shiloh in a. I guess NXT not only has a kitchen, but they also have a little workshop in there, and so that's where Shiloh is.
Who do you think builds the sets?
Yeah, he builds all the sets.
The talent.
And anyway, yeah. So he says, "I can." She's like, "I gotta get the culling before they take off," and he's like, "Well, I can help you with that." He holds up his tire iron that he likes. So, more on that later.
Maniacal laughing as he runs off.
Maniacal. Finley's kid does Stevie Richards Fitness. And then we have, what is this group's name? They used to be the NXT Outlaws, but now I believe they're going to be called the Birthright.
The Birthright, yeah. Birthright. Yeah.
Also terrible. I don't think you want anybody in a faction trying to sound cool with the word birth in it. It just, there's something about the word birth that just, it's not cool.
It's warm and cuddly. Birth.
But is it cool?
No.
Okay. So it's them versus the reformed reunion, the one night only reunion of the Catch Crew. And Ray, when I tell you the crowd does not care, I couldn't say anything and mean it more.
This is why you're my partner.
This crowd did not care. Even more than that match with the Chase U, like where it started all this shit, where they really did not care at all.
That's in my little notes here.
Okay. And I am embarrassed because Finley and Regal came out.
The parents, the fathers.
The fathers of some of these men. And that crowd did not care any more than they already didn't care. It wasn't even like, oh, look who's here. Nothing. These people were checked out. And it's like, you probably don't even know who those guys are now. This is probably a whole new generation of NXT Performance Center bus shuttle in fans. Like, just, wow. I and then after just wrestling this normal match, Charlie, and saying, like, when they said at Vengeance Day, you gonna join us? And he's like, no. And then he's like, you know what? Yes. After fighting you for a few minutes and realizing that nobody cares, you're right. I am going to join you. So he German suplexes Tavion Heights on the concrete and nobody pops. They're just like,
Right.
This whole thing was,
hey Vet, can I spoil what's going to happen the next couple of weeks?
Sure.
And this is just a guess. That Stax Lorenzo guy is going to get jumped out of that group. They're going to keep the girl because she has what? A father in the business. And I'm thinking, who else is on that roster that they're going to bring in as a son or, a child of a former wrestler? So I think they may bring somebody else in or maybe just leave it as 3. But I think eventually they're going to turn on Stacks Lorenzo because it's going to come to a point like, why are you even here? Oh, I'm married to whatever. That doesn't work. So eventually Stacks is going to be jumped out. He's going to have a short babyface run against that crew, and then he'll be released by November.
That's too long for me, but let's hope.
Just saying.
Yeah, I cannot stress enough how not into any of this. I feel bad. Regal and Finlay were probably like, we came out here for this.
We took a 45-minute drive for this.
And Finlay hadn't been on TV in a while. You know, Regal's been on TV here and there, but this is the return of Finlay. Anyway.
When's the last time we seen Finlay on WWE? And by the way, G-Ball, what's up, buddy? When's the last time we saw G-Ball? When's the last time we saw Finlay and Regal on the TV screen?
Just don't see it.
What a waste.
Since they were there with King Booker.
Let's appreciate him.
That was a reunion we should have had. Forget the kids. Let's get Booker's court or whatever. Shiloh Hill took apart all the cars in the parking lot because he didn't know which ones was the culling, so he just took them all apart.
He must be Mexican.
So there's alarms going off and stuff. Tony D'Angelo walks. Tony D'Angelo comes to the ring. Blah, blah, blah. Reason number 2, as if we all didn't know, is he wants that NXT title.
And he had his hair tied up and he looked like a retarded Braun Strowman. So.
Yeah. Lola Vice and Stevie Richards Fitness Sol Ruca.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little chat there. Again, Lola very natural in her talking. She sounds like a real person. Can we get a new couple? Is this even sexier couple that could be friends now?
Ooh, Lola and Sol?
Yeah.
Call them Solola.
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 It's right there. Do it. Okay. Now, the opposite of those two, Lainey Reed makes her entrance. We get Ren QCC and Miles. They want to try the Joe Hendry trick where they say his name and he comes out of the fridge. And they try it, and there's nothing in the fridge but a sheet cake. And then Joe Hendry comes in from behind like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And then Kendall Gray eats the cake with her hands like a fat slob.
So, I'm watching this, and let's see if we had the same kind of thought. What was that? Like, why are you going to have this girl who's a world beater? She's fucking awesome, Kendall Gray. And what was the point of throwing in that comedic spot with her? Why would she be shoving chunks of cake into her mouth? They don't have forks back there? Like, it would have been funny if, like, she's not paying attention. It would have been funnier if she was just not paying attention, just eating a piece of cake on a plate with a fork. You know, oh, sorry, you know, and she just walks off. And would you like a piece of cake? And she walks off because, like, she didn't give a shit about. But she's shoving the cake into her face. Folks, listen to me. It didn't make sense. Is that Kendall Gray's new character? Is she going to be the new farting Natalia? What the fuck was this? I don't, like, yo, NXT, the writers, whoever you are, what's wrong with you? Like, this is not funny. This is not, like, what is this for? Is this for 4-year-olds, for kids? Oh, look, it's so funny she eating cake.
Yes.
This one segment, that one little part that got me angry.
Now you hate Kendall Gray.
No, I love Kendall Gray. I hate the people that thought that this was good to put on TV.
Yeah. I pretty much think they just think she needs more character, so let's. Yeah.
Piggy James. She's the next Piggy James, I guess, right? Shout out.
Yeah. All right, Sol Ruca versus Lainey Reed. Both Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are doing Stevie Richards Fitness in the picture-in-picture during this match. Mm-hmm. But eventually, after probably way too long, Lainey gets snatched, so Sol wins. Robert Stone discusses the Speed title with some people, and the Vandy Project needs new challengers for their tag team titles. More on that later. We get the speed final match for the ladies' side of the tournament for the number one contender, and we get a rentrance. And then we go to Progressive presenting a live interview with the Blakes. Mm-hmm. And so this is Blake Howard and Blake Monroe, both Blaking it up here. And then here comes Paxum, and she's like, "Do you guys see Izzi Dame?" And they're like, "No." And then she's like, "Okay." And then she leaves. And then Blake Monroe tells Blake Howard, "You need to do something about that name because, like some other things around here, that belongs to me."
Like it.
So they addressed it finally.
She's excellent.
And then we get Wren versus Thea Hail. Wren wins with the final wrench. Now, Thea Hail made a social media post recently. And my response, of course, was the classic Terry Runnels, "Don't sell it."
Don't sell it.
She's sitting there crying about people being mean to her on social media, which is very disappointing. However, Shiloh Hill did like that "Don't sell it" post I made. So,
See, I look at her as a kid. I don't know if it's because I have a son close to her age or whatever. And I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. But, listen, these kids, these 20-year-olds aren't built the way we were back in the day. And there's some adults now that can't handle social media, scrutiny and shit like that. All I said, and if you want to hear what I said, and if you care enough, just go to my social media. I'm not going to get into it. But I don't like it. I don't like people bullying a kid just for succeeding. I feel like there's a lot of jealousy out there. And I get, like I said, I get the tough love that you came from. That's why I didn't go back and forth with you. But there's some people that are just pieces of shit, and they say horrible fucking things. And I did bring up the fact that, some people are just not built mentally for this. And again, she is only 22 years old. I'm not giving her a pass, vet. But I will say this. That kid has done more in her 22 years than some people that have been on Earth for 50 years in a short amount of time. It's a lot.
Well, that is exactly why.
Right. No.
She should be proud of herself, and she doesn't need to worry about it, because these aren't people.
No.
Like, these aren't real people. Real people don't do this. They don't care. So you should not sell for it. That's the whole point of not selling it. Because who are you selling for? If these were, all of her peers at the job coming at her on social media on their official accounts, that's one thing. And you see what's going on over there with that, with Jade and some of those other people are falling for Jade working, So
I think this goes, I'm going to be honest with you, Vet. I think this goes deeper than just social media.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that I know that she's getting fucking shit behind the scenes from people she works with. I just think that whatever happened on social media pushed her over the edge.
That's what she talked about. She said when she opens her timeline. So
there you go.
Anyways, the point is,
Thea, so.
Yeah, I said, I responded to somebody else. I don't remember whoever tagged me in it. Probably, Josh from Tennessee.
It was Josh.
Yeah. Said I've been proud of her every day of her career up until this post. Like, this is the only thing I haven't been proud of her about. So she should not, give these people any power. Robert Stone creates a tag team tournament, and then it turns into a schmoz.
It sure does.
Yep. And then Blake Howard is with Fatal Influence, and Rendell interrupts. I think she finished the cake. I don't remember. Paxum finds Izzi finally in the parking lot and just attacks her. And then security comes out and Robert Stone comes out. And then he's like, all right, you know what? if you're gonna do this, then we're gonna have a match in a steel cage, bro. So, that was a steel cage match. And then Absolute Ego enters the building or the arena. And then Howard is with Stone again. And he's talking about matches he made coming up, matches he's taken away that aren't going to happen now because people did schmazes. And then he says, let's go to the desk and we'll announce the next big announcement. And then Vic Joseph tells Booker T that first I was like, wait a minute. Booker T's already in the Hall of Fame. What are we doing here? Right. And then he says that we're going to have Booker T Appreciation Night next week.
Why not?
I appreciate Booker T every week.
I love Booker. Dude, do you remember when he first brought him on? I was like, this is terrible. I don't like this. And then he just fucking grew on me. He's so charismatic. And I think Vic Joseph made a point of saying it was supposed to be like just a 3-month thing. Booker T was just supposed to be filling a spot until they found somebody permanent. And now I can't watch NXT without having Booker T there. I think Booker T, everything he does from the fucking when Stephanie McCare was there to the I like it with Trick Williams to now, I believe in your Hendry, and he's singing along with the song, not knowing the fucking words. He is fantastic, and
and he made it. His commentary made it into 2K26.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh no, do I want to buy the game now? I'm not gonna buy it.
That's how you appreciate Booker T.
I'm not gonna buy it. People. Can I just say people are fucking fooling themselves into thinking that this is a better game and shit like that. It's not. But it is a better game because it features Booker T's commentary now. So I appreciate him.
By definition, it's better. All right. So here's your main event. Are you ready for the match? The match is Absolute Ego versus Say His Name and He Can't Hear.
That is.
Yeet.
That's really good. That's, you know what, Red? You'll get it. Here you go.
Ethan Page gets the win.
Oh. How?
I mean, you can say whatever else you want about it. I think I was sleeping during this.
Well, there was a point in this match where Ricky Saints, Ethan Page is like, give me the belt, right? And then Ricky Saints slides the belt, like, egregiously far from him. And he does the whole, oh, I made a mistake, oopsie, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I think towards the end of this match, we find and figure out that they were working together in cohesion the whole time. Because that belt slide actually was a distraction to get the belt in the ring, to have Ethan Page be able to hit his finisher, the Twisted Grin, on the belt. It all kind of worked together. At first I was like, oh, are they already gonna break these guys up? Are they pushing this thing quick? But no. Listen, I didn't hate it. Ethan Page goes over. He pins Joe Hendry, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, he pinned Joe Hendry. So, what happens when somebody pins the world champion in a tag team match or any non-title match?
Well, they automatically become the number one contender, of course.
Bingo. And that, my friend, is the bigger story here. Well, veteran. You did it. Under 20 minutes?
It was over 20 minutes, but that's okay.
Was it over 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Came in about 6 minutes short.
I'm sorry, Vet. That was mostly my fault. I did talk a little bit more than probably I should have. But hey, don't worry about me talking.
Well, we still brought it in under 2 total, so.
Sure. And I was going to say, don't worry about me talking next week because I won't be here next week, folks. Unfortunately for the Vet, he's going to have to work another show with Jimmy. Jimmy's filling in for me, folks. I'm going away for my birthday, so I won't be technically out of the country, but in the country because Puerto Rico is a Commonwealth of the United States of America. Wife is taking me out to Puerto Rico, and I'll be there next week, so I will be off. But yeah, I'll miss you guys. I'll miss the vet, but I ain't gonna miss this New York weather. Just put it that way. With that being said, my friend, what are we streaming on twitch.tv/opinionhaver?
We're streaming various and sundry games. You never know what I might pull out of the bag of tricks there. So you'll just have to check me out at opinionhaver on twitch.tv or any of your favorite social media platforms where I can tell you not to sell social media. And Shiloh Hill will like it. You can also catch me every Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Impact Attack with Brandon, where we talk about TNA. You can catch me every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern for Direct Gauge with the aforementioned Jimmy T and the professor, the effervescent one himself.
He really went into
right.
he went in hard this week with the boy. It's good.
That's right. It's hyped up. Mm-hmm. It's getting more hype every week. You know, the wreckage is becoming quite popular. So
it's a good show. It's really good. I tell you, I loved you and Jimmy, but Professor adding that element to your show, chef's kiss. So I enjoy it. I really can. I just say it's my favorite show.
You can say that.
I'm telling you guys right over this show. That's my favorite show.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Now, another great show is Wrestling Over at Rogers every Friday at their concrete time of noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. This week's guest, Mike Mondo, will be stopping by. So you've got the two guys that basically built me on the same show. What could happen?
Into the curmudgeon you are.
That's right. Stevie Richards, not a curmudgeon, wonderfully positive human.
Sweet man.
Doing great wrestling content. And more branching out coming, even beyond fitness. Maybe video games soon. Who knows? He's been threatening to do that for some time. Timmy Baltimore's Limpin' Ain't Easy is available. And his interview with Tahuti Miles has got some interesting content in there. Interesting stories about time at the Performance Center, NXT, and so forth and so on, and the real truth about Hit Row. So be sure to check that out. And I believe that's all for me.
Oh, we got another. We have another affiliate show here. Of course, we got the A show. They're going to be going live, I think, either tomorrow or today. I can't really tell you for sure, but hey, subscribe here to Hami Media Group on YouTube, and you can jump in with the A show. You have a couple of other shows like the Monday Locker Room. You got to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this week in the WWE, with Brick Vickery and our boy Jimmy T from the PWC, and don't forget. Let's go crazy. Let's go insane. It's Insanity, the JCW Lunacy review show. You gotta check that out with Whoop Whoop Brandon. Hitting the Marks is also a thing here again, and it is an awesome thing, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta jump in with that. And next week, there will be no PWR wrestling show because I'll be on vacation. I won't be able to edit it. But this week, we will have a show. So maybe you want to save this one for next week. I don't know if you want to do, but the Pro Wrestling Reflection is going to be doing a greatest rivalries show. Who is the greatest rivalries show they're going to do? What is it? It's going to be the Rockers versus the Brainbusters. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, back in the WWF, the Brainbusters were brought in by Bobby the Brain Heenan, and of course we got Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, in one of the greatest rivalries, tag team rivalries in WWF history. And Vet, I think with that being said, all the promotions and pontifications and so on and so far are done. Again, guys, I love you. I appreciate you all. Wish me a happy birthday, March 15th, because I just want to hear you guys love me because I love you, and I would wish you a happy birthday. And it's going to be my 50th. Vet, I'm turning 50.
Half a century of Ray Hernandez on planet Earth.
Half a century. You know, I got to say, I am so blessed and this is going to sound dark, but you think of all these young kids that pass away, or people that pass away, before the age of 40 and all this other stuff. The fact that I'm blessed enough to not only be here every single week, but be here every day and be on this earth for half a century, and I'm still strong, and I don't feel like I look 50. I feel 50. But I'm really blessed, guys, and I just love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm happy to be here every single Wednesday. I do miss doing Tuesdays, but trust me, it's been good mentally and physically for rest. And Vet, you are the best. Speaking of rest, you are the best. I just wanted to rhyme that. The best in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys. And before we leave, we can't leave without this, ladies and gentlemen. We are ending the show with a super sticker from Elizabeth.
And what do we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Oh, Liz, thank you so much. That is a birthday gift to me and to the Vet and to all of us that work hard here at HMG. We love you. We appreciate you guys. We will see you here. Vet will see you here next week, but I'll be here the next week, God willing. And have a great weekend. Have a great week. Have a great hump day, whatever it is. Anyway, Vet, say goodbye, Vet.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah!
This is the Hustler Rip Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.
Ooh, acknowledge Gary. Acknowledge him. Bye, guys.